Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire with another La Palma update for November 24th, 2021. So here you can see the volcano with white smoke with a plume of darker grayish smoke in the background. That could imply that there's yet even more water intrusion from deep below the island there. But at this time, the volcano seems to be at a point of stability. There still are quite a few earthquakes. However, I noticed something about the earthquakes in the last 24 hours, folks, that I'd like to bring to your attention. And quite frankly, I'd like to get your opinion on, so please leave a comment in the comments below. If you take a look at the earthquake activity of the last 24 hours, you can see that the magnitudes are between 2 and 3, which is about normal for La Palma these days. But I want you to take a look at the depths here, folks. Like as of recently, they were quite shallow, in the teens for depth. But as you go back later in the 24-hour period, they're a lot more deep. Now, that could very well imply that the magma is moving upward. Because as we've seen, there's been a pattern of deeper earthquakes followed by shallower earthquakes, followed by a great burst of lava. Now we'll see over the next day or so as to whether or not that's plausible or not, but I just noticed that that's a very interesting thing that's happening in the last 24 hours. Now there is some good news to be had since my last report. That lockdown that I reported yesterday about the 3,000 people in the exclusion zone there that were under lockdown, that has been lifted, so that's good. That at least implies that the SO2 or whatever noxious gases that may or may not be floating around have subsided to the point where people don't need to be on lockdown. So that's good news for those people. Let's get into what Volcano Discovery had to say about the last 24 hours of La Cumbre Vieja. Volcanic tremor remains at low values with some short pulses of intensification similar as yesterday. No significant change in ground deformation was detected, and earthquakes have also been similar as yesterday. IGN reported a total of 98 earthquakes during its latest 24-hour reporting interval, with 6 of them felt by the population. The strongest quake in the past 24 hours was a magnitude 4.8 event at 1:03 a.m. local time. Most quakes, 84 out of the 98, continued to be at the lower layer around the 30-kilometer depth, while the others occurred at the shallow area located at 12 kilometers depth. So that goes back to what I was saying, folks. There's been mostly deeper earthquakes in the past 24 hours. We'll see if that leads to a greater production of lava at the mouth of the volcano within the next 24 hours or so. The newest lava flow delta has already grown to 9 hectares in size, the government reported. Since none of the acid steam is drifting into these areas, the curfew issued yesterday as a protection measure against the potentially hazardous steam plumes has been lifted for the populated centers to the north, namely San Borondon, Tazacorte, and the section of El Cardon to Camino Los Palomares. The eruption plume was estimated to rise 3,700 meters altitude today. It has continued to drift east, disabling operations of the airport also today. Yeah, the airport has now been closed for multiple days, so this is obviously serious enough to continue to keep the airport closed. That's certainly worth mentioning. Here's a picture of the latest lava map there. As you can see in red at the top left, that's where the latest delta is being formed, so that's the latest lava to reach the ocean in La Palma. The latest lava flow map showing the active lava flows along with yesterday's sea entry at Playa de la Vina. The newest one is from the flow just north of it, which has advanced to the ocean after the creation of the map. So basically they're saying that the red there, it kind of touches the ocean, but there definitely is more lava that has reached the ocean than the map indicates, is what they're implying here. So the eruption is at a period of relative stability right now, but we still have had a 4.8, which is, like I say, probably greater than that, over 5, in the last 24 hours. So the volcano still is active. And we'll see if those change in earthquake depths there result in more lava at the vent of the volcano. But regardless of that, folks, you need to be prepared, you need to have a bug-out bag, you need to have a tank of gas at least, and you need to have a place to go in case something goes seriously sideways with this volcano. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, and all it takes is one earthquake, one really big earthquake. We don't know how big they will or won't get, to be quite honest, for the worst to happen. So that means you need to be prepared. I tell you this in every video because it's better to err on the side of caution, folks. I've lived by those words pretty much my whole life, and they've served me well, and I'm hoping they serve you well as well. Thank you for coming along with me to my update. Please remember to like, to comment, to share, and of course to subscribe. And until the next update, God bless.